Welcome to the Winnipeg Free Press, Winnipeg Blue Bombers training camp report, brought to you by...
Always looking for sponsors.
Eddie, you suggested off-air Sepp Blatter would be a good sponsor, given that the World Cup's in town.
Got a lot of money he can throw around, a lot of checks he can write. Let's go, Sepp.
I like your thinking there. Eddie, you were in Toronto. I wasn't. You were there Tuesday night to watch the Bombers' preseason victory over the Toronto Argonauts. A lot of folks didn't get to see the game here in town. There were some problems with the TSN webcast there. You saw what the Bombers did. What jumped off the page and who jumped off the page?
Well, to be honest, I've seen a lot of preseason games where you just can't wait for it to be over. It was an entertaining game, and a lot of guys jump off the page. Carlos Anderson, the running back that took the punt return back, some of the receivers, Robert Marv did his thing, Josh Portis looked good, and some of the other battles too. I thought Shaq Richardson, who's fighting for a job in the secondary, stood out, and a particular interest, I think, to a lot of people is what's happening on the offensive line. And they didn't have all their guys there, but some of the ones that did make the trip to Toronto, including Suk Chung, really stepped up. And so it's going to make for an interesting next few days here, what they're going to do with those big guys up front.
Yeah, let's talk about the offensive line. It's Thursday morning here at Bomber Training Camp Report. I'm looking out on the field, and surprise, surprise, offensive lineman Patty Neufeld still hurt. That's not exactly news.
Right.
Patty Neufeld's been hurt since he got here, basically. Tell you what, Suk Chung, who's challenging for Patty Neufeld's job, looked pretty good, even if Patty Neufeld was healthy. Patty Neufeld is not healthy. Where do you see that battle for right guard setting up?
Yeah, so when the Bombers drafted Suk Chung, the book on him was that he was nasty as hell, but he needed some fine-tuning. He was raw, he was the classic CIS kid, and they were hoping that Bob Wiley, the offensive line coach, could really tune him up quickly. But what we're seeing already is that he's not just mentally tough, he's physically tough. And just Mike O'Shea and those guys love that he's here every day with his helmet on and he's going to war. And some of these other guys, including Pat Neufeld, haven't been here every day. That says something. That's how you win a job if you're a rookie. And the fact that he started at left guard, he's played some right guard, they've even given him some turns at center. This guy is exactly as advertised for them. He's not just fighting for a spot now, he could start in week 1, and that says an awful lot, not just about him, but about what's going on around him too.
And let's remember, this regime, I think, went a long way to showing how they feel about these guys that are constantly hurt. When they got rid of slot back Corey Watson, in the off season, you got to figure Patrick Neufeld not far behind unless he figures out a way to get healthy and stay healthy in a hurry.
Yeah, and so the other thing that was interesting about this is the jobs at right tackle in particular. We know that Stanley Bryant's going to be the left tackle because they gave him $1,000 million, whatever it was.
That's a lot of money.
$1 million is a lot. And he's an all-star, so if he takes this whole camp off, he's going to be their left tackle. Everybody kind of assumed that Mark Dial would be the right tackle, another kind of free agent signing that could get a little bit less fanfare. Played for Hamilton a couple years ago, missed most of last year. He's been kind of hurt, but from what I'm hearing is that Jace Daniels, who started a little bit at the end of last year, is kind of stealing that job away from a guy that we all kind of had penciled into that right tackle spot. So another one to keep an eye on. Only one more preseason game. So these guys have got to impress out here every day, not just next week against Hamilton.
Yeah, lots more to watch still coming up. The Bombers' next and final preseason game, June 19th here at home against the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Eddie, Drew Willie was 3 for 3 in the preseason game Tuesday night in Toronto. You, sir, always a 10. That's the Winnipeg Free Press, Winnipeg Blue Bombers training camp report. We'll see you again next time.